In this video, we will learn how you can edit your Instagram thumbnails, posts, YouTube thumbnails, and any image using Adobe Express. Let's get started. Believe me on this one, when I saw the first time Adobe Express, I was amazed by the features. Not every time you need to know plethora of tools to do an image editing. You might be looking at a faster fix or a faster way to edit your thumbnails or Facebook post or Instagram post for that matter. Now, of course, you can use Adobe Photoshop. I have very high respect for that software, but it comes at a cost. A cost which you have to pay in monetary terms. In terms of learning that software, you might not know all the widgets, all the features, all the tools present in that software. Now, how can you beat that? Faster way to edit your images using Adobe Express is really going to save you time. Be it you're preparing YouTube thumbnails, be you're working on your Instagram posts or Facebook posts, and so much more. We will learn all of that in this video. Let's get started.
So you can open up a browser simply and type Adobe Express. And the first link usually is the one which takes you to the website that we're talking about. You would usually land up on a page which you see right over here. So what you need to get started is just click on sign in, and then you can see the screen which gives you multiple options to log in. You can use your Gmail account or you can log in using your Facebook account, and there are other options to sign up. So I'm just going to continue with my existing profile and I should be in right about now. So as you can see as we enter into the website, this kind of gives a very fresh look, and it has multiple options to help you kickstart your new project. Whether you're working on a Facebook post or an Instagram post, an Instagram story, posters, logos, flyers, and so much more. There are tons of options to choose from. And in case you don't find the one which you are trying to look for example, I don't find anything related to YouTube in here, what I need to do is simply go on to the top search menu and just type YouTube. And as you can see, it has multiple options where I can choose from for a YouTube ad or an art or a banner, a channel art, promo, and so much more. So what I'm going to work on is a YouTube thumbnail. Once I click on that, there are multiple ready to start options. Mostly these are free. You can just select any of these to get started for creating your thumbnails. And this is true for even Instagram posts or Facebook posts. So I'm going to do a quick one for each of these to show you how easily you can start selecting any of these. And there are several other categories for the thumbnails that you want to choose from. For example, you have created an educational video, or you have created a fashion video or a food video. So you can just select on the category that you're looking for, and it kind of gives quite appealing images and thumbnails, which gives you a added advantage to start your videos. Notice the small icon here which says about premium. So a couple of these are on the premium segment of the offerings from the website, but yeah, most of these are like super easy, free, and I can just click on start from and it kind of loads up the YouTube thumbnail that I want to work on. Now once you're in here, what you can do is you can either use all of these or simply you can create one of your own. And the options that it offers is, it offers you templates. So the ones which we are selecting previously, you get to see all of that in here. You can also filter between free and premium. So I'm just going to select free from here, just to give you a kind of a look and feel on what you can select from the free options. So for example, I just made up my mind to go with this, or I want to change it quickly. So I can select any of the other thumbnail options, which I get to select from the templates. So once I click on the thumbnail on the designing canvas, you can see it gives me an option to do quick edits, which kind of pops up a pane to the right of my screen. And that's precisely for the one which I selected here, this small image here. I can do that for my text, for the main image, and so much more. So if I just click outside somewhere on the thumbnail background, you can see it shows me layers. So this is a classic example of how you would have seen Photoshop work in the existing state and the desktop version of it, like wherein you need to install the entire software after you got a license and then you started using it. So you would have got layers wherein you would have designed different elements in each of those layers, and it would have given you ease and flexibility of designing. So you get to see that same option right about here. And once I click on this number, you can see how the layers are arranged amongst themselves. So every layer kind of hosts one of these artifacts which you see on my designing canvas. And in case I want to change any of these, what I simply need to do is I just click on that particular layer. If I want to keep it, I can keep it, or in case I want to remove it, I'm going to select on that one and press delete. And that's going to take care of the layers. And here I can even switch the layers. For example, if I want to bring in a layer on top of the other image, so I'm just going to hold on to this one and drag it and drop it onto the layer above it. So this is how easily you can just switch layers and you can just start editing your images. Now, what are the other options do we have? We can add text, and also there are multiple options to choose from here. Like there are some templates over here, or you can even add your own text. And you can simply click on add your text and it adds a section wherein you can add your text. So once I go to the right of the screen, I can edit my entire text. And further, I can also do multiple kind of edits to the text that I just added. Like then I can add a shadow. And I can even change the angles, so you can see that the image angle kind of changes. And even for that matter, I can change the text super easy. So it kind of gives me recommendations on the font that I just added. And I can select any one of these from the recommendations menu over here, and it's going to load it up real quick on my screen. So once I've done selecting that, I can even play around with this. So in case I want to expand it like all the way, I can just drag it on the screen and it kind of takes up the entire thumbnail, which is kind of to help you make it look a bit catchy. And believe me, this is going to be very easy, very interactive, very intuitive in terms of how you can play around with this. So I'm just going to keep it right over here on the top of my screen. And I want to show you the other options that you can do using this. So I just added this text, and up next is photos. So in case you want to add some stock photos, this website has kind of a good collection. Some of them are premium, as I mentioned before, and you can select most of these from the free offerings. But in case you're looking for a particular kind of an image, like in this case, it's going to be food images. I'm just going to type it over here to the left of my screen, and you can see, and it kind of loads up quite nice images. I'm just going to put it over here, or maybe drag it to the background like this. And that kind of makes it look much more attractive. And next we have some shapes in here, wherein you can add some more shapes, like you want to add your Instagram handle or your contact information. So I'm just going to click on this, and you can add your contact information. Next is the design assets. So here are some pretty design assets, like there are some things which you want to add around the image that you just loaded. So I'm going to delete this background for now, just to show you how you can add your design elements. So for that matter, again, I'm going to search on my relevant criteria here, which is food, and I can just click on any of these images which I just like. That's how easily you can just click and add any of these design assets to make your image look more prettier. So here is another advantage. When you're moving around your assets, you can see kind of the grid lines moving around with the image. So that helps you to identify what is the exact center of your image, what is the image's position that you just added with respect to the other elements. So once I'm crossing this line, you can see it kind of shows a center line, which is kind of a grid line for the burger here, or for that matter, if I'm just intruding into the text line, it kind of gives me a fair idea. Okay, I'm just not going to cross certain boundaries for certain images which I'm placing onto my screen. Now, once I'm done with that, let me switch over to the backgrounds. And now here, if I want to change my background, I can pretty easily do that. So kind of the background which I have looks pretty boring. I want to add something like this, and that looks nice. So here is how easily I can add a background, and I can change it according to whatever I want. So in case you're adding a new background, you will get an option like you want to add it as a grid, wherein you have two different images. You can just add it as an image on top of your image, which will be like more of a design asset, or you want to completely replace your background. So I'm just going to click on replace your background, and here is what it does to the entire image. So the text on the top is blurring out. I'm just going to turn on the shape here. It gives a background fill effect onto the text that you just selected. I don't think I need that. I'm going to turn that off. Simply, maybe I'll just select a different kind of a text pattern here. So you can see how adaptive this is. It takes into account what kind of background you just loaded up, or what is possibly the best combination of the text that is going to pop up right out of your image here. So this looks kind of good for me. For now, all that is needed is I need to print this out. So I just added so many different layers, as you can see. And in case you want to just do a self-promoting kind of a thing, so you want to add your image, like this is your unique selling proposition, you just created a new shop, you just opened up a new channel where you talk about food blogs, or you want to just promote yourself in the same image, I'm going to show you a real quick feature which is going to absolutely blow your mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to photos, and here I'm going to upload a photo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select quickly one of my own images and just click on open. Now you can see I just added my own image, and it kind of has a background and my desktop setup and all of that here. So this is kind of an expression, a funny expression that I want to add to this overall image over here, but this kind of doesn't fit good into this frame. So what I need to do is I need to remove the background. So once you just add your image, you can just click on your image, and then you have this pane popping up to the right automatically. And here's the option that you have which says remove background. Now I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to do the magic for me all by itself. Now the problem here is there are certain limitations with not the premium version, meaning the free version. There are certain things you can do with it. So as you can click on any of these, it will show you like you have a 30-day free trial. For premium, if you want to do that, you can just click on this one and your free trial period will begin, which will give you a complete view at what the premium services look like. Now what I'm going to do is easily I can just add it onto the screen. I can even change the layers. In case you want to have further effects on your image, just click on your image, and now you have further options, like you have filters, you have enhancements, you have blur and other colors. So if I'm just going to click on filter, you can see there are different filters to do some simple changes to your image, and I can about do that very easily. Or in case I just want to have multiple copies of the same thing, I can just go here and add on duplicate. Once I click on that, you can see I got another layer of my image, and that's how easily I can just play around with the images. And there are further selections, like if I want to flip it horizontally or I want to invert it vertically, you can even do that. So I'm going to flip it horizontally. That kind of creates a mirror effect on the image. The other option that I have here is animation. And I'm going to show you how you can do that easily. So once I click on the animations tab, here is one which you can do for your text, like the typewriter kind of an animation for this. Or even you can do it a dynamic animation, or you can even do a flicker. And on the image part, you can just have it like zoom in like this, or you can just, have it grayed out and then have the saturation come on really slow and steady on it. So now what I'm going to do is, in order to download this or export this image out of here, once I've done all my edits, I'm just going to click on the top right corner which says download, and it gives me kind of three options here, which is PNG, JPEG and PDF. I can select either one and download this file, or I can just go about here and even share it or schedule it to publish it on different platforms. Now, here is another amazing feature which I really love, and this is kind of also something that you can explore in the premium version of this, which is you can schedule your work to be published on different platforms at a given date and a time. So this is how easily you can work your way around the Adobe Express. And I personally think this is really helpful for people who are looking out for options or YouTube or any other forum that they want to publish their photos and their work.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more content. Until then, bye for now.